In this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have a preview of the November issue of the Fisherman magazine. Fisherman's Jenni Ackerman has facts about blackfish, all the details on the upcoming tournaments. I'll go around the map with some notable catches and our correspondents check in from around the island, all here at thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is sponsored by these fine partners.
Today's Thursday, October 26, 2023, and I'm reporting in from Capt Bait and Tackle, the location of the surf casting tournament this weekend. Also, remember the November glossy issue is out now. The staff of the Fisherman has recommendations for your plug bag this fall run. Tony Salerno has a great read for you North Shore toggers. I have an article on the tried and true diamond jig, all this and more in the glossy issue. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the Fisherman magazine. $30 gets you all the glossy issues, plus the digital issues sent to your email inbox. Plus, you're automatically entered into the Dreamboat contest for that Steiger craft, powered by Yamaha. Let's get the latest on that leaderboard with Tim C. Smith.
After a few weeks of inactivity, the Dreamboat Challenge is starting to heat up ahead of the final month of the competition. Luke Citarelli, inactive on the board since the summer, came in hot with a 9.75-pound blackfish that now leads the category. Kyle Kraus pulled the hero moves out, entering two top-tier fish. The first was a category-leading sea bass weighing in at 4.9 pounds. The second was a 8.2-pound blackfish that landed him in second for the category. We also saw a 8.13-pound tog weighed in by Vincent Ferrara, taking third in the category. The top three saw some big moves. Third place is now held by Luke Citarelli with 23 points, nipping at the heels of our second place angler Bobby Cifarelli with 24 points. And our new leader is Kyle Kraus, holding positions in a whopping 6 categories, combining for a commanding score of 34 points. Top 3 mainstay Eddie Terrabil has been knocked out of the competition for now. We'll see if he can answer the call next week. The Dreamboat Fishing Challenge is the Fisherman subscriber-only multi-species fishing competition with a chance to win a 21-foot Steiger Craft center console powered by Yamaha, along with many other great prizes. Visit thefisherman.com to subscribe and get all the details so you can be part of the action.
Now let's check in with the Fisherman's Jenni Ackerman with some interesting facts about blackfish. Jenni.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Open Boat. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite fish species. We're going to be talking about the blackfish or tautog, whatever you like to call it. So the blackfish is a member of the wrasse family. So they have those big lips, the teeth, they're bottom dwellers. The coloration on them, they range from black to brown to that rust color, some grays. When they're first born, they are green. And then the females and the smaller males have a black chin, whereas those bigger males have that classic white chin. They're known not to be the prettiest fish, but I think they're adorable. They have very stout bodies and a very powerful, thick tail that allows them to swim back down into wrecks and break your jig off. They have those distinctive conical teeth in the front of their mouths, and then further back, they have more of a flat set of teeth that they use for gnawing on their diet of crabs, mussels, barnacles, other shellfish, stuff that they feed on. They need those stronger teeth to crack down on that hard outer shell and get into the meat. So both the males and females mature at about 3 to 4 years old. And when a female is mature and in spawn season, they spawn from April through July. The average female, let's say like about a 12-inch female, can lay 30,000 eggs per season. But if you imagine a 5-pound, 20-inch female, she can lay almost 6 times more than what that 12-incher can lay per season. So those are some little biological tidbits on my favorite fish, the blackfish. I'm gonna post up the current regulations for the species for all the regions here covered by the Fisherman magazine. We're gonna head out and we're gonna jig up some blackfish for ourselves to feature as a cameo on this week's open boat. All right, so we're literally out here in the field. Just caught, oh, a little slippery one on the jig, and we're going to quickly release it. With blackfishing, like in here, these ones are like pets, and you wanna quickly release them after you catch them because all those double-digit blackfish start out small. You gotta appreciate the little ones like that buddy right there, and make sure you always follow the fishing regulations when you're blackfishing, especially on a small wreck piece. Keep your limit, respect it, put fish back if they're too small, revive the big ones, and just follow the rules.
You may think you protected your outboard or personal watercraft for the winter, but you're not done yet. Fully protect your investment, you need to fight corrosion and remove all the water in the power head and cooling system. Winterize It Pro does just that. The innovative foaming action penetrates and expands in the cooling system, giving you the ultimate protection and peace of mind that your engine is safe over the freezing winter months. Get your Winterize It Pro now from marinemate.com.
Now for the upcoming events, this weekend is the Fred Golofaro Memorial South Shore Classic. The tournament starts tomorrow and ends on Sunday. The entry fee is $20. You still have until Saturday at 9 a.m. to sign up at the shop. There will be prizes for the top 3 bluefish and released striped bass. First for each will be $1,000 cash, followed by tackle prizes for the other places. Call 631-321-3510 for more info. For you boat anglers, Pelagic Outfitters in Lindenhurst is holding their fall bass tournament. The tournament starts Saturday and ends November 5th, and you can fish any 2 days during the 9-day tournament. For more info on that event, call 631-225-8862. And as always, on Election Day, November 7th, the View Restaurant in Oakdale is holding their striped bass tournament. Captain's meeting is 6 p.m. on November 6th, and the awards dinner will follow the weigh-in. For more information, contact Jimmy Hahn at 631-589-2694. If you want to give freshwater fishing a try, New York State is holding their free fishing day November 11th, so no fishing license will be required to fish the Sweetwater. For more information and details, check out the fisherman.com/events. Hey, I've been getting some questions recently about how to measure fish properly. Here's a quick video I did shoot. The correct way to measure a fish is the ruler goes underneath the fish on a flat surface. It is incorrect if the ruler is on top of the fish. It gives an inaccurate measurement. Also, when you do measure, you want to pinch the mouth shut and you want to pinch the tail. Just like that. This fish is 18 inches on the dot. You want to fan the tail back and forth. We're touching that 18-inch line right there. The mouth is shut on 0. 18 inches on the tail when it's pinched together. Remember, pinch the tail, mouth shut, ruler goes underneath the fish, not on top on a flat surface. That's how you do it. Now let's go around the island for some notable catches I received throughout the week. First up is Tom Hipner with this sweet shot from the Central South Shore Surf. He let me know the fishing has been consistent for stripers like this one in the photo. Joey Leggio let me know he fished with Avi off Atlantic Beach this past week for this cow striper that was quickly released after a photo. Live bunker was the trick. The Mr. Poseidon Striper Tournament took place in Montauk last week, and the winner was Brendan Cecile with a 46.5-incher he caught from the East End Sand. Bob Fab hopped on the Double B out of Montauk and steamed east to Horton's area last week. He was able to box this 11-pounder by the end of the trip on a green crab. Dave Marcus stuck to the shore on the North Fork and caught not only his first, but his first 7 albies ever. This was one of his top goals for the season. Nice work, Dave. George also checked in with me last week to let me know the blues are still active centrally in the Long Island Sound. He chunked up this jumbo after dark from the boat. I personally fished the Port Jeff area for a few hours and had a decent pick of tog to 4 pounds and this nice surprise jumbo sea bass on a green crab. I also had a few porgies to cap off the short trip. All my fishing was done between 8 and 25 feet of water on green crabs and jigs. And I have to say that changing out baits for fresh pieces was a key to my success. If you do have a notable catch of your own, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com with the photo and the details, and I will try to get you into the weekly video fishing forecast or in the magazine. Rich, how's the fishing and how are those conditions looking this upcoming weekend?
Hey, thanks, Matt. Let's check that weekend forecast. And you can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads up, general overview on the upcoming weekend, final weekend of October. And if you've been out and about like me last couple of weeks, the beat goes on. Beautiful mornings, sunrises here pre-dawn. If you're heading on out in the ocean, we have some just beautiful pictures, beautiful views before that sun comes up. And then the bass start biting between Jones Inlet and East Rockaway Inlet. Now starting to see the fish move out to the west. Still getting these fish. Starting to see more slot fish, though, in there on the live bunker, anywhere between 30 and 35 inches. But a lot of these fish, a lot of over, still out there between 36 and 45 inches. A lot of anglers as well, private boats, charter boats. If you want to charter a boat, give a call to some of the local captains. They're still at it, catching a lot of these beautiful striped bass, and, of course, safely releasing as well. So do your part there. It's been quite a run here for the last couple of weeks. So water temps kind of holding. We got some lower 60s now with some of the mild weather we saw this week. We'll give you 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Bermuda high still there, late season. So we got a west-southwesterly breeze in the 70s. Good deal of sunshine Friday and Saturday. Looks great. You get some green on the map for Sunday. That's some rain coming in, but the wind doesn't look tremendous. Show you the guru quickly right there. A little west-southwest. Notice the numbers, 5 to 10, 5 to 15, right throughout Saturday night. A little front there into Sunday morning, but the winds ease a bit, east-northeast, 5 to 10. A little bit of rain, but if you want to fish this weekend, looks pretty good overall. Just Saturday, Friday, the sunnier days. Sunday, a little bit of rain, but the wind doesn't look too terrible. So get out there, enjoy, catch them up. Be safe as always, Matt. Back to you.
Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thank you, Matt. Well, everybody, greetings from Montauk. It's looking like it's going to be a spectacular weekend to get out and get some fishing in. Seasons are starting to wind down. We probably got a good, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, 2 months left. So it's a good time to get out there and get it. Surf casting in Montauk is actually turning on really good. This whole week we've seen plenty of fish schooling on the beach, whether it's the north side, right in front of the lighthouse, or even on the south side. We had some good couple shots the last couple of weeks with fish up to 40 inches on the south side on flies and bucktails. So if you're interested in getting out to Montauk and doing some surf casting, now's the time to check it out. Striped bass fishing still going good in the rips. The big news is blackfish, sea bass, all the charter boats. Anybody who's going is doing really well. Got a report from Montauk Marine Basin of a 14-pound blackfish on a boat. So definitely the weekend and the weather is looking spectacular. It's going to be warm. It's going to be beautiful. And come on out and check it out. All right. Thank you, Matt.
From Sag Harbor, we have Will and Andy.
Thanks, Matt. Report this week out of Sag Harbor. We have bottom fishing for blackfish season's finally open, so that's been great. Weather has been, difficult at best, especially on the weekends recently this past fall, but still managed to make it happen. It's been good, honestly, all across our area. Locally, out by Montauk, people are going off of Fishers, Block Island, you name it, they're there. As well as kind of sea bass. People are going for cod, which is awesome. Striped bass, albies are in. Tuna bite has been really hot offshore as well. There's been chunking and big eyes, swords, honestly, you name it. So it's really just a matter of getting out when the weather allows it. So thanks, guys. Have a great fall, and we'll check back in. Thanks, Matt. Back to you.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Continuing to see some really good fall run fishing in between Shinnecock and Moriches, even though the weekend was tough with some of that wind and not a lot of fish, at least that I got into, and a couple of people I know. There were still fish in the inlets at the tip of the jetties, both Shinnecock and Moriches, and then all of a sudden a bunch of fish were around on Monday. Monday was a spectacular day of fishing for most people in the bay out front, and not just around here, but it seems like the whole stretch of the South Shore of Long Island. Some really nice fish coming up. My son and I were out with a buddy chasing birds back in the bay, and we got into fish up to 25 pounds on Castmasters and small bucktails, along with some surface action, and there was a nice bite on docks and kind of oversized surface plugs out in front. Tuesday morning heard of some bites just east of Shinnecock Inlet, and that's kind of continued. We did get a little bit of wind. My son and I went this afternoon to the beach. We've been getting some smaller fish here and there during the day at the beach. At night, the wind has been a little bit of a struggle to deal with, but there are fish around, so get out there and fish. Blackfish is going pretty well. A bunch of people getting them, shorebound anglers are getting them in the inlets and some of the back bays by any of the bridges. Just have to put your time in. A lot of shorts, but there are some nice ones coming up. So that's about it. It's on. It's go time. Get out there and fish. Let us know how you do. Back to you, Matt.
From Northport, we have Cal Harbor Bait and Tackle.
Hey folks, I'm taking a quick break from building another Century rod. It's been nonstop. I just had this rack that's just unloaded. It loaded up with 9, 10, 11 foot rods. All my homies out there on the beach, you're knocking out guys, breaking tips. You need those fast turnovers. This is a shop for it. So it's been like, burning the midnight oil, getting these repairs out so the guys can hit that fall run. It's red hot. I'm building my own little Blackfish jigging rod, Century weapon blank. If you don't know, we are the Century warranty center for all the factory rods the Century makes, and that's fantastic. We've got Century rods coming into the shop in pre-builts. We keep blanks here for guys that are looking for a little something special in their own customization on the rods. It's just really a busy shop, and it's fantastic. The fishing has been red hot. The back of the harbor on these north winds, if you know, you know. That's the time to get out. Respect private beaches and such. Stay off the internet. Don't call group club texts and stuff like that. Brings too many people in private areas. Stick to the public spots if you can. Remember, if you've got some good spots to go hit the fish, loose lips sink ships. You don't want to show up and see chains on the gates and stuff like that. So we have to respect privacy in terms of just understanding what's important and what isn't important to put out on the internet. That's really, really a major factor in the surf casting business. In the boats, this is the time. We've got a break in the weather window. People are out there. The blackfish, it's hot. See a lot of my friends, we take care of a lot of the charter guys locally and across the island, so we've got a lot of great relationships set up. We maintain the gears on their boat and, rods and reels, and that's fantastic. We just really appreciate that loyalty. So we get a lot of opportunities to get invites out with everybody, but it's tough to get out sometimes. The shop's really busy this time of the year. We're slinging crabs, getting on that fresh bunker. A lot of eels are going out the door. It's just fantastic stuff, and it's red hot. Also on top of the repair work, in case you're a big Lamiglass fan, we're also the warranty center for Lamiglass rods. So there's a lot goes on in this shop, and we're really there to service the fishing community, and thank you as always for your support. Our family business really appreciates it. Drop by our Northport shop. Remember, our Hailside shop's open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the fall. Next year is going to be some big news happening, and I'll announce that as we get forward in things. But for now, I bid you peace and tight lines.
With our flying freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, I'm up here doing something I've never done before, and this is fishing the Lake Erie Tribs with a bunch of good friends of mine. We're right here in Zor Valley. I don't know if you can see it, but it is absolutely gorgeous down here. And I'm using my two-handed rod. Yesterday we fished down below, downriver, in town. I had one fish on. I had a bump on my spay rod. I snagged a sucker. But anyway, it's a great time. I love fishing two-handed rods, knowing it makes it difficult to catch a fish. But hey, that's what I do. A good friend of mine, Tony, he actually had one on a spay rod. He also nymphed up another one. So there are fish to be had. We're dealing with low water. This is, unfortunately, because it's so low, the fish haven't all come in yet. Hey, you can't predict that when you're playing these trips. But anyway, as far as freshwater on the island, the Connecticut is hot as always. The big news is all the bass being caught off the beach and even just outside the inlet. some on fly rods. This is the time of year. This is where everything kicks up. It's like, do I go up north? Do I go fish the islands? Do I go fish salt water? I mean, it's just so many options. That's why I believe Long Island is a fly fisherman's paradise. Hey, if you need any more information, please give me a call. That's at River Bay Outfitters. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
Let's check in with Chris Landry.
Thanks, Matt. Well, shout out to Mr. Poseidon, who had his annual Montauk Striper Challenge this week. He puts a lot of time, effort, and money behind it. Some of the BK anglers were out there. Shout out to Danny D, Big Macho. My man Blue was out there representing the whole crew. Big crew of cool guys were out there building this community. In first place with a 46-inch striper went to Brandon Saselli. He won $3,500. In second place was Jay, the Hebrew Hammer. He won $1,000 with a 45.5-incher. Third place went to Bill Shulkin, who won $500. There's also prizes for the longest cast, about $9,000 and other prizes throughout the night. So shout out to Mr. Poseidon for throwing that incredible event. In other news, Fishing the Atlantic had their annual togging event this weekend on the Gypsy Charters High Rollers, and my man Jeff, JMZ NYC on Instagram, won $5,000 for the biggest tog. All right, and don't forget, Fishing the Atlantic, October 30th at Wits End. We're all going to be out there building this community. And the stripers are here, the cows are here, the fall run is in full effect, and this is an epic year for albies. Get out there, light lines, 1 ounce lures, rip it in fast, and get on those albies. Very exciting time. So shout out to everybody, and I'll see you October 30th at Wits End for the Fishing the Atlantic event. All right? Thanks, Matt.
Let's check in with Max Finch from the Connecticut side of the Western Sound.
The striped bass and blue fishing has been absolutely nuts in our harbors, back bays, up the Norwalk River, all the way to Wall Street, the Saugatuck mouth, and then all the way up the Saugatuck. Fish can be found along our beaches and our deep water reefs. A lot of the fish in the harbors and estuaries are all keyed in on peanut bunkers. So small paddle tails, spooks, bucktails are really good because, there's some monster bluefish around. We've seen them past 15 pounds this past week. They've been, chomping on the peanut bunker, and that, early morning and sunset is a given, but there's been sporadic blitzes throughout the day. So, from, I would say, Saugatuck to Norwalk has a big concentration of bluefish and bass, and there's tons of bait. And once the temps get low enough where the peanut bunker really start flooding on our beaches and out front, that's when the bite out front will blow wide open. Diamond jig in 28C and 11B has also been good, with a lot of schoolies to slot-sized fish in the mix. We've seen and heard of some fish over 30 pounds. They are definitely there. You just got to really work through a lot of these smaller fish. To our east, middle ground's been fishing really well. Blackfish, sea bass, big porgies this time of year, bass blues, you name it, and some albies still around. The albie concentration in the Norwalk area is not so good. There are some small pods popping up south of the islands. Most of the action, though, is from Fairfield all the way to the mouth of the Housatonic and then to Charles. And a lot of these albies actually moved way up in tight on all this bay anchovies that are around. So when there's smaller pods, be patient, try not to run and gun, just kind of sit and wait if you see them popping up, and you can place your cast well. Blackfishing has also been great. The shallow water bite's still lock and load, but there's, you got to pick through a lot of porgies, short blackfish, black sea bass to get those keeper fish, but there are plenty of people finding limits. We've seen them to 8 pounds this past week. Our deep water wrecks are definitely really good if you can get on them in like 60 to 80 feet. I've seen guys show me pictures of doubleheader knothead sea bass and doubleheader blackfish.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has this report from around the city.
Fishing is red hot right now, anywhere on the South Shore, even North Shore. You got fish in the western part of the Long Island Sound. Anywhere from Manhattan to Montauk, you got striped bass everywhere. Fish from schoolie size all the way up to about 20, 30 pounds. Needlefish, bottle plugs, tsunami sand eels, plastics, pretty much anything is working. SP minnows, anything you throw out there, guys, it's working. If you put in a few hours and follow the tide and the weather and you do your little homework, you'll be on those fish, man, in no time. I went out yesterday, lock and load fishing with all the slot size fish you wanted. It was a good night, nobody on the beach at all, and I had the whole place to myself. Probably fished about 4 hours and I left the fish biting. Anyway, guys, besides that, I recommend you get out there now. If you want to bait fish, eels, bunker, squid is a good choice of bait. Even bloodworms works too. Anyway, guys, tight lines. Oh, I forgot one more thing. My buddy Manny De Silva, he was fishing in Island Beach, I believe, in New Jersey, and he caught this nice fish the other day. Congrats, Manny. Anyway, guys, tight lines, and back to you, man.
Captain Mike Sentry has the latest from Staten Island.
Well, another October's almost in the books, and as predicted, the striped bass that are definitely here are getting bigger and bigger by the day. This is being attributed to the conservation efforts from all the anglers who participate in the catch and release program, the safe handling of the fish once they're caught, circle hooks, and everything else in between. The bass that are being caught in the Raritan Bay, lower Raritan Bay by the train bridge, lighthouse, on the flats. First we're going to start off with a good friend, Captain Vinny, out of Perth Amboy. He runs the Morning Dew charters. He's been putting his clients on some nice slot fish. And then we're going to head over towards Keyport, Chris Wall charters. He's been putting on the big boys on the boat, getting the job done there. And they're using various methods, live eeling, plugs, jigging. You can pretty much use anything you want these days for these bass. And Justin Campbell, again out of Keyport, another good friend of mine, Dark Horse Charters. He's running his boat out of there too. So they're also putting some beautiful fish on the deck. The temperature's looking to be in the 80s this weekend, so definitely make a trip, book a trip, and hopefully you can break your own personal record as far as bluefin tuna goes. There's definitely some really nice tuna being caught very close to shore, between the 102 to 140 pound range. Most of these tunas being caught on the Mad Mantis poppers. It's like pink and white, and the other one was like purple and white. So it's a run and gun pretty much. You're driving about 20 miles an hour, going up and down the coast looking for pods of bait and tuna blowing up on them basically. Our buddy went out there the other day, and his reports was he had jumbos crashing right next to his boat. Another friend of mine ended up having great success on a nice jumbo. He was using live bunker on that one. And a friend of mine ended up using, I believe it was the false albacore live bait. So with that said, guys, please make it happen. Winter's going to be here around the corner. And back to you, Matt. Tight lines.
Ben Gilmour is back with the latest from Quepos, Costa Rica. Ben.
Hey there, guys. This is Ben Gilmour from down here in Costa Rica and the Marina Pez Vela. We are super excited right now. We're just 3 weeks away from our first tournament of the new season, the Dorado Derby. We cannot wait for that one, guys. Right on cue, the Dorados have arrived and we've just got some insane fishing going on right now. Only yesterday, aboard my boat Good Day, we caught 22 Dorados, an absolutely insane day. Just a few days back, we caught a sailfish, 12 yellowfin tuna, and 30 Dorados. Yes, you heard me right, guys. 30 Dorados in a day. There's been a few blue marlin out there. We hooked a striped marlin the other day. And inshore, there's been a few jacks, mackerel, and roosterfish as well. Guys, get yourselves down here. We got plenty of boats available, plenty of availability the next few months, and we'd love to see you here in Costa Rica.
Hey, remember the Seafood Fest from over the summer? Well, we dug up some more content from it. Check out the full video in the link in the description below. We came right over next door to the Save the Great South Bay booth, right to the Jetsam booth. Guys at Jetsam over here, they're good friends of mine. Albert, nice to see you again, Al.
Nice to see you, man.
Pleasure seeing you here today. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, gorgeous.
So you got the clam knives. That's a newer product. I've been opening up a lot of clams with these clam knives. They work excellent.
Yeah.
I had them the other day. I put them right in the grill. Beautiful. Your knives work excellent for that. Got some apparel here. You have some water bottles here. Some newer stuff too. We want to see what you guys got here. Maybe explain the background of the company. Go into some of the products you guys got going on here. Let us know what's going on here, Al.
So we're a local Long Island company based in East Patchogue and Bellport. All of our products are made of recycled plastics, and a portion of all sales is donated to Save the Great South Bay and 1% to the Planet, which is a global organization to help with cleanups and protecting our coasts and waters, not only just here, but around the world. Because sustainability is just as important as a healthy fishery overall. You know, they go hand in hand. So like you were saying, yeah, we have some new products out. Our clam knife is out right now. The handle is made of recycled plastics itself, and it has a topographical design from the Great South Bay. You know, everything we do is not only about sporting goods, living coastal items, but based around Long Island and the Great South Bay that has given us so much, you know, through Long Island's history. Now we're trying to give back and help defend it.
What I like about you guys are very localized. You know, I saw your hats. You have a map of Bellport Bay, Great South Bay on the underside of the brim of the cap.
Yeah.
And you guys are all about that local stuff, and we really love that around here.
Yeah.
Fisher Magazine, we're local as well. You know, Long Island, we have New Jersey, we have New England. So
yeah, of course.
Being local goes a long way. And I like I said, with you guys, you know, you guys are doing a great thing here. Your partnership with Save the Great South Bay is a great thing. Who's your other partners as well?
1% for the Planet, which is a global organization. And we're making new partners every year.
That's
you know,
awesome.
And we're trying to make sure that we are a company and a brand that not only makes quality goods but also helps protect the planet and, you know, work harmoniously.
Right. And I saw you guys got the water bottle too. Quick overview on the water bottle.
Yeah, so it's our dual insulated water bottle. It has a very simplistic minimalist design, and it has a filter in it which is great for tea. Or if you wanted to infuse your water with fruit or other things. My wife personally likes to make cocktails with it and then take it on the boat.
Right.
So, you know, it's a cool design because it provides a little bit more functionality to your normal water bottle, which I know everyone has a water bottle now, but, you know, you got to kind of stand out and be different.
Absolutely. Cool stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome, man. Good luck if you decide to fish the surf tournament this weekend. I'll be here at the ceremony on Sunday to announce the winners. Maybe I'll see you right here at Capt. Otherwise, we'll see you right here next week at the Fisherman's Weekly Video Fishing Forecast.